This week on QDL, we talked to Scott Sandwith and Matt Lardo of the Coordinate Metrology Society about current developments within the CMS. Their show, the CMSC, is more than just the only U.S. show specifically for 3D metrologies and metrology equipment. Find out more when we come back. Welcome back to QDL. QDL is your weekly look at who and what is making news in the world of quality. I'm Dirk Ducharme, Editor-in-Chief of Quality Digest. And we recently had the chance to sit down and talk to both the outgoing chair and incoming chair of the Coordinate Metrology Society. As you will see, this is more than just a 3D metrology society, and their show, the CMSC, is more than just a trade show. Because the CMS is the only organization in the United States focused entirely on 3D metrology, particularly large volume 3D metrology, the CMS is leveraging that position in order to promote metrology skills, bring more diversity to the field in terms of women and minorities, and provide training and certification for 3D metrologists. In addition, through the Precision Path Consortium, the CMS and its partners are helping manufacturers understand the future needs of the industry so that future products and services will match those future needs. Here is my interview with CMS Chair Matt Lardo and CMS PAT Chair Scott Sandwith. So Scott, before we get going into what the various programs of the CMSC and the CMS why don't you just briefly describe for everybody who doesn't already know what the CMS is and what the CMSC is and what the difference is between those two?
Oh, for sure. The CMS is the actual society, where we're a group of metrology engineers and manufacturers that come together and collaborate with different metrology systems and solutions. And we share those in and amongst ourselves. The CMSC is the actual conference, the event where we all get together and share that. That's a week, and typically the third week in July, and that gives us a nice opportunity to get together every year, take a look at what's new, what's coming, and then take advantage of that opportunity throughout the year.
And we should say the Coordinate Metrology Society and Coordinate Metrology Society Conference, right?
That's
and this is all large volume 3D measurement, all large volume, some small volume, or is it mostly all large volume?
For the most part, it is larger volume portable metrology systems, but we've integrated through work with past chairs. Gary Confalone actually started to integrate in fixed CMMs.
Like traditional CMS.
Exactly. Right? So we're covering a much broader range than we've ever done in the past. It started 35 years ago with portable metrology as the center. And now it's actually growing to include scanning, aerial scanning. We saw great presentations today on drone photogrammetry.
Right.
So this whole thing is changing dynamically going forward. Really neat.
And you are, Scott, you are the chair, and Matt, you are the
vice chair.
Vice chair. And it will be the incoming chair, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
As of Thursday, I will be the chair.
Okay. So just briefly, to kind of describe kind of the structure of you know, the chair and the vice chair and the executive committee, just so people kind of understand. This is an all volunteer organization. Obviously, you guys have full-time, more than full-time jobs. So you come here, but you still manage to put on this fantastic show every year because of the executive committee. So describe that a little bit.
We have just such a great collection of folks that contribute, as you suggested, as volunteers. And so we have a structure where there's a chairman, a vice chair, and a past chair. And it's a one-year cycle through each of those. And so you get a chance to experience that. The step into leadership, and then the chance to actually implement some of the ideas that we each bring to the table. And the fact that it rotates means that there's always a refreshing and new ideas moving forward. And then there are 4 executive committee members, and they actually have key roles actually delivering specific content to the conference.
Okay.
And then, so Matt's going to step into this role next year.
Are you excited about?
I am excited. I've learned a lot between Gary and Keith and Scott, trying to figure out what's involved and helping out as much as I can, and getting the support from them as well.
Yeah, and you guys come. I mean, you work for Boeing? Is that right?
I did in a past life. At this point, I work for New River Kinematics.
Oh, New River Command. Okay, okay. And Matt, you're with who?
I work with Brookhaven National Lab. I'm an alignment engineer on particle accelerators.
So that's interesting. So one comes. Brookhaven is a research facility, right? And New River Kinematics and Boeing are actually in industry. So it's kind of two different perspectives, which I think is one thing that's interesting about the CMSC. It's not all industry people. There's academics, there's research facilities like NIST and Brookhaven and Oak Ridge, and then there's aeronautic companies. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff here.
Exactly. We actually have a strong group of academics, folks that support the conference, bringing in the latest and new R&D. And we've got national labs like where Matt works at that are bringing in specific applications. And then there's vendors, like New River Kinematics is a software producer, or software application developer. And then there's actually the hardware side of things as well. Everyone is collaborating and kind of bringing a real broad range of topics and concepts.
And what's exciting about this show for you, Matt?
It's the only place for what we do for us to get together and have something in common, where we could talk about common things that we do, different measurement techniques we use, problems we wind up coming in contact with, and meeting the vendors and seeing behind the scenes who's involved in creating the software, creating the hardware, helping with the training and all those aspects. So it gives you a broader view of what other people do as well. So with us, we're pretty much based in one type of work. We align particle accelerators, but at this conference, we get to meet people from all different industries doing all different kind of work, which helps us do our job better.
It's interesting. I mean, you get these different perspectives, and that must also help with problem solving, where you see how one industry has tackled a problem, and maybe that gives you an idea of how to tackle maybe a similar problem from a different perspective, right?
That's absolutely accurate. Yeah, there's a ton of integration between the different, an exchange between the different folks.
Correct. And this year we've actually incorporated that into the education zone. So we have an Ask the Experts, and previously it was based on the type of equipment. Now this year it's based on principles, it's based on problems that people, encounter, and it's based on the future of metrology. So we're trying to change it up and have regular people on the panel that you could ask how they got through certain problems that they encountered, or some of the principles that they use in their everyday job.
And so let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, the CMSC and the CMS have got a lot of different, how do I want to call it, like either outreach programs or educational programs, or things that are geared toward kind of expanding the knowledge and the expertise within the metrology industry. And I want to talk about those a little bit. So, I mean, you already mentioned the education zone. I think there's something called the measurement zone. Talk about that particular aspect of the CMSC.
So the measurement zone was started 10 years ago to show people different ways of measuring, and by using different ways of measuring, how you'll come up with different answers, pretty much. So that started 10 years ago. It evolved into our certification to create a basis for people to follow, pretty much, for the types of measurements and how to achieve your best results, which started the education zone for teaching people about certification. Our first education zone, our main attraction was Jeopardy, which was a game to teach people about certification and standards and practices and equipment. And then that wound up spawning into having presentations in there, having Ask the Expert panels, as well as having a spotlight on new technology. So we invite vendors who are coming out with something new to do a presentation on what's new about what they're bringing to our industry.
Right, and this actually led to, I believe the measurement zone education also led to the two different levels of certification, right? Where through the CMSC you can, or I use them interchangeably. CMSC, you get a certificate or can be certified to level 1, level 2.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a key piece in our industry where we're really trying to develop the workforce to deliver quality results and consistent results at a high level. And this program that actually Matt plays a key role in is enabling the entire industry to try to up their game, to continue to develop new concepts and excuse me, and deliver improved results across the board.
And I believe you also, Scott, you head up, I don't know, you head up, but you're involved in a Women in Metrology initiative, right?
That is absolutely, yeah, accurate. We started a project where the women in metrology can actually network together. A lot of times they're involved in an industry that is primarily guys. Actually, if you go out there and you see most of the attendees are, are men, but there are women out there that are trying to sort it out and trying to figure it out. And a lot of times they can really kind of network with each other and kind of gain a little extra support that oftentimes it really helps them enhance their career and helps them continue down that path, because we're all interested in moving forward. And I think that's a unique way for them to gather collectively and network and deliver even better results.
And Matt, are you seeing more women through the measurement zone and education? Are you seeing any kind of uptick in the amount of interest in there?
Definitely.
Okay.
And last year we had a big increase as well. We had a gentleman from a school in New Mexico come, and he brought his students. So his students seemed to be pretty much half and half, with half women, half men. So that was a big uptake last year, and I believe that's also what pushed us towards the Women in Metrology.
Okay, and we spoke recently to Michelle Edwards, and kind of gave a woman's perspective on this whole thing as well, which was really fascinating. Kind of increasing the diversity of the workforce within the metrology industry.
And again, it's all about collaborating and trying to figure out how we can all kind of support each other. Because in the end, we're all trying to do a little bit better job about delivering parts that are of higher quality and of increased value to the process.
Okay. And Matt, let's talk about there's another initiative, and the Precision Path Consortium, right? Tell us about that. That's kind of interesting.
That was an industry-derived initiative to bring metrology and large industry together using UNC Charlotte, as well as industry itself and metrologists, to figure out where we are now with metrology and where it's helping industry now and where we need to be 10 years from now in the industry, and like Scott said, creating a better product and delivering what they need, not just what we want, but what they need.
So this is kind of feedback from industry back to you guys, saying this is what we need in the future?
Pretty much. We wound up having a consortium where it was metrologists and industry on a panel.
Okay.
Where we got together and came up with a roadmap of where we are and where they believe we need to go, and we believe we need to go as well in the next 10 years.
And this is considering new technology that's coming out or new needs that are coming out?
Both. It's new needs as well as new technology. It's new accuracies, new tolerancing, plus the new technology and how it can accomplish what we believe is going to be needed in the future.
And so this would feed back to the metrology companies in terms of what they need to be thinking about in terms of equipment development?
And not just there, but actually they want to start those initiatives that help us develop educational opportunities and actually start to structure curriculum in a way that a metrologist can actually start to enhance and grow their career, meaning they can gain that knowledge in a much more direct way.
Okay.
Because right now, a lot of the experience that metrologists get comes on the job. What we want to do is actually create a structure, and the CMS is playing a key role in all this, create a structure where the education can be developed and support our career and continue the work of metrologists.
And this is a document that people can actually download, a PDF or a pamphlet or something they can ask for? Or?
Absolutely. There's links off of our website.
CMSC.org?
Exactly.
Okay.
100%.
And then is that like a PDF or something they can download? Okay.
Correct.
Cool.
Along those lines as well, Scott has brought in 3DMU to start creating videos based on the roadmap and the equipment that we're using in the roadmap.
Okay, so these are, tell us a little bit about these videos. What are they going to be covering?
This is a super exciting component of CMS that we worked closely with Quality Digest to create a 3D Metrology U, and the first series is being offered up as Metrology 101. And it's focused at the typical operator actually out on the floor that he needs to get a specific hint or a specific idea. And we've all been there when we're out there working on a project. We'll quickly check our phone, for a YouTube video.
Right.
And I'm a metrologist now, and there's no YouTube video to how to do a best fit alignment and make sure that I get all my details correct. This
And now they can find a YouTube video for that.
It's going to be 3D metrology, 3D MU. They're going to go there, and this is going to be help them access what they need immediately. They're going to be short, nice, crisp segments, and that basically is going to help a huge percentage of our the society members to do a better job when time is short, or they need that answer and they need it now. They can go directly there, find it, and get their job done correctly.
So just quick answers to basic questions that people might
exactly
have forgotten the little details.
It's really one of those things that all metrologists kind of always need or want or want to go grab, and you need to know it now. This is going to be a super way for them to access that, and it's also a way for the CMS. And Matt's going to take this forward and in the coming years continue to add them, but it's a way for the CMS to deliver content 365 days a year, because these are up on the 3DMU website.
All right. And so finally, guys, I mean, I'll start with you, Scott. Where do you see the CMSC going in the future? What are kind of key areas that I think you're going to have to start shifting your focus toward?
Well, I know that Matt's going to have a great agenda, and he's going to be pushing that forward as well. But I hope that we can take a harder look at digital manufacturing, using the metrology systems themselves to drive better and better product, because we can do as-built measurements of current pieces and figure out how to optimally align those and assemble them to producing a better product less expensively. And then I'm hoping that something a past chair, Gary Conflone, started, and we've continued to move it forward, and that's work with fixed CMMs to again expand further. And I think there's also hope that we're going to bring in more of the drone type photogrammetry. There's a more geodetic. I think Matt knows a lot about.
We're going to try and reach out not only to CMM, but my background is I'm a surveyor, a land surveyor. So we're going to reach out to the surveyors. There's such a meld of techniques that we need to reach out to them and get them involved as well, because we offer a lot that they don't know about that would help them, and they offer a lot of equipment and techniques that would help us as well. So it would be a great combination to bring the surveyors and the Geodetic Society into the Metrology Society.
So that's interesting. I mean, you're right. I mean, the technology is so related, and yet it seems like they kind of operate in different spheres. I mean, there doesn't seem to be a lot of cross-pollination. Am I wrong?
No, you're correct. I guess before, no one tied the two together because it's same techniques. It's surveying, whether it's high accuracy or not so high accuracy.
Right.
But now the surveyors and the new buildings are needing that higher accuracy. We're melding together with BIM information that's needed for all aspects of manufacturing, buildings, and industry. So there's so much more of a crossover now than there ever was. You know, in the beginning, I think it was more of they use similar equipment. So now we're using a lot of the same equipment, rebadged for the different industries, and we're all trying to get to the same answer. We're all trying to do the same stuff, just in different groups. So combining would definitely help out grow both industries and share our technologies.
Okay, and so finally with you as well is you're going to be the chair. Where do you want to see the CMSC go in the future?
Definitely try and include as many different groups in, because we're not just metrologists. We do like data acquisition, where archaeologists digging up old information, trying to get into old systems and work with old blueprints. So as many different industries that we are in, we need to get them involved to give us a path, help us figure out where manufacturers, the equipment need to go to benefit everybody.
All right, terrific. Well, Matt Lardo,
Thank
Scott
you very
Sandwith,
Really
appreciate it, guys. What you guys
you.
are doing here at CMSC is really great. It's a lot of fun, and I think you guys are doing some awesome things out here.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, good things going on at the CMS. Thanks to Scott and Matt for sitting down with us. And if you are involved in 3D measurement, I really encourage you to at least visit the CMS website at www.cmsc.org. There's a lot of good information out there, as well as access to white papers on 3D measurement technology and application. Also, try to attend the CMSC show next year. That'll be July 20 through 24th in New Orleans. Information on the upcoming show is on their website, so check that out. That is it for our show today, and as usual, if there is someone you would like to see on the show or some topic you would like us to cover, send those ideas to us at qdl@qualitydigest.com, and we will try to get those topics on the show. That is it for today. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you at the next QDL. So long.